made that they continue to splash the names of suspect, because this man, I all know brief for him as well, but I'm talking about what the protocol should be. What it used to be is that when a person is suspected to be involved in a crime, the person name is not released. When the person is charged, that is the time you release. And again, these are matters because it's persons are arrested as suspects. Their names splashed all over social and regular media. And then at the end of the day, they are not charged. And the people can very well seek legal redress. And the Attorney General is talking about having to pay all of this money. Perhaps he would want to advise the police that they should not be given the names of persons until they are charged. That used to be the protocol. The only time you're going to release if the person is not charged is if the person is wanted. You've made lots of efforts to get the person, and the person is clearly evading the police. Then a wanted bulletin is issued with all the information. And that is the only time. Other than that, it is wrong. It is unfair for you to, a man is suspected to be involved in a crime, man or woman, and you'll get his name, address, alias, and all sort of things plastered across social media. In the case of the Borbies murder at Rosal that you referred to earlier, family members were arrested, several persons were arrested, they were released, people were rearrested, their names all over, and up to now, not a single person has been charged in that matter. So you stain the character of those, because at the end of the day, people know that they were arrested, they were as suspects, and it is wrong. And it brings me to a next matter where I saw yesterday 3 suspected ATM scammers detained. Police detained 3 persons who are suspected to be ATM scammers. They went to several ATMs and apparently they use some bank cards, foreign and other bank cards, and they are withdrawing money. They are scammers. But again, the names and photographs of these persons are in the media. The names and photographs are in the media, and they are only suspects. They have not been charged with any offense, and I continue to say it is wrong to do that. And people have to fight their case. People got to make sure. Let me understand this thing. Let me understand this. There have to be protocols that the police must follow. The courts have got to get involved and say, look, you cannot do this. You have to get involved. Like they got involved with the matter with Ramana. You cannot arrest a lawyer for advising our client to remain silent. Wrong. You cannot stop Mr. Patterson from traveling out of the country when there's no order from the court. Wrong. But just paying out the money and just complaining that the government or the state has to pay all of these large sums of money without making sure that the people who are culpable, the culprits, are not dealt with. You're just wasting time. You're wasting time. So you have the matter with the murder. Man, the suspect, Sugdio, as I said, a recent member of the force, is a suspect. The man is in custody. The man has not been charged, and the name all over the place. You have these 3 ATM scammers, as they call them, scammers, whatever that is, right? They are suspects. They're suspected to have committed a crime. You have not charged them as yet, but you have the release to the media and with their pictures, and it's the mugshot picture released to the media. These things are wrong. It reminds us of the case with Sir Mars, who was murdered. The confession statement, the video confession statement given by the suspect in that matter was released to a news outlet, newsroom, released to them. And then they had the temerity to say that they saw a statement from the wife of the suspect which contradicts other statements she's making publicly. Those things are wrong. Those things are wrong. And it is time someone, apart from going to the court, you shouldn't even get to the stage. The police should put proper procedures and processes in place and say that this thing should not happen. These people who are there as a corporate communication unit should be told in no uncertain terms that you can't do it that way. You cannot do it that way. When the persons are charged, yes, this person is charged for that offense, as the case will be. Yeah. But just be all in the person as a suspect. And as I've said in the case of the murder at Rosal, they are released. But even before they are released, the names and the pictures are all over. Well, I'm not sure pictures in that case, but people's names are on social media from official release by the police, you know. So when we talk about names on social media, this is not um, uh, somebody just take out the thing and put it there. These are releases from the police, and it is wrong, and it should stop. It is wrong, and it should stop. CC, do you want to say anything further on this unlawful act by the police?
You made it very clear, Paul, and I hope that they will put a stop to it, that they put an end to it. You charge, yes, circulate, but you didn't charge, don't circle anything. It really left a stigma on them. One man told me in the same board this matter, one man told me that he's not a murder suspect. People calling him a murder accused. Those kind of things will remain with you, man.
And I'm reminded here by one of the students, the other matter that we reported on this program not so long ago, where a doctor is accused of raping a pregnant Venezuelan woman. They claim that the man has been evading arrest, but his name is not mentioned. His name is not mentioned. No wanted bulletin is issued for him. But here you have other suspects whose names and photographs are released to the police. And in this case, a doctor, they said a doctor, this is the police release, that a doctor is accused of committing rape. She was lured into some place on the pretext that she was going to be employed, and she was brutally raped. That is what the report is, right? They said doctor, no name, the doctor ain't name, doctor no name. And no attempt has been made, as far as I'm aware, to issue a wanted bulletin for this doctor, who we understand had previous transgressions. So its name and everything should be known, but they're not doing that. And that is the problem, the double standard. So the accused of the murder, name can be released, and photographs too, mugshot. The so-called ATM scammers, names and mugshot can be released, but this doctor who is accused of committing a crime, no release of his name, no release of his address, no release of a wanted bulletin for this doctor. So that is why we say we live in an animal farm where all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. That is what we have. That is what we have.